Hey guys, what's going on? Cranius Maximus here, bringing you guys another YouTube video, and welcome to episode 3 of our Nuketown series featuring my boy Divinity, whose channel I will link in the description. The gameplay you're going to get to see is me and Divinity just dropping a good old public match, ass-kicking 70 and 80 bombs from both of us, lots of streaks rained on these guys, and I hope you guys enjoy that. So the topic of today's video is going to be about why I returned from Call of Duty. As many of you guys know, I took a 4-year hiatus from both this channel and CoD, and I think it was because I was burned out of what I perceived to be a lack of strategy, right? I wanted a strategic game, I wanted something that actually required you to use your brain, and that led me to League of Legends. Well, League of Legends has a constantly shifting game. It does constantly force the players to adapt and make new decisions. There are patch notes every month. The meta changes, champions change, items change, the way the game is actually played changes all of the time. Add to this ever-shifting dynamic of League of Legends the toxicity of the community, and what it ended up creating for me was a dynamic in which I felt constantly trapped. I had to relearn the game all over again, and at the same time I had to do it with people expecting so much of me all the time. Needless to say that these two things kind of suckered the fun out of League of Legends, but that's not why I'm here. This commentary isn't supposed to be about bashing League of Legends, it's supposed to be about promoting Call of Duty. I will say about League of Legends that it has promoted a great sense of purpose in my life and has brought me a lot of personal benefits and personal friendships that I would not have found otherwise. But I think Call of Duty has been less about finding something new and reigniting some old stuff, old nostalgic memories that have always held a special place in my mind. First of those, and most tangible of those, is of course my duo partner Austin. We've done some great GB matches over the years, and happy to have him here featured on the channel, and he's actually starting a channel of his own, and kind of doing this together has been a joint effort that reignited a lot of our old memories together, so that has been a great boon for me, but also just the idea that I could play a game that is consistent for the most part. Call of Duty is at its core a shooter, and the way the game is played really does not change. Even though some guns may get buffed or nerfed, you're still basically pulling the trigger and aiming at people and trying to juke and jump shot and heal and dodge corners and dodge grenades and all the fun, chaotic things that make Call of Duty the iconic game that it is. Ultimately, though, I think what brought me back to Call of Duty was this channel itself, or the idea that I could create something of my own volition and freedom. When I watched a lot of League of Legends content, it was about how to improve at the game, right? It was about what the game is about in its current meta, what champions you should be playing, how you should be playing them, how you should be building those champions, what you should or should not do, how to control tilt, how to get off tilt, how to recognize when you're on tilt, just all these gameplay-focused things that kind of grinded my love for the game down because of my love to improve and my love to compete took over first and foremost, instead of just having fun and playing it for the sake of having fun. Essentially, playing League of Legends became less about having fun and more about having to prove to myself that I was better than everybody else, which is never what a game should be about in the first place. But a lot of Call of Duty content creators are a lot more positive and don't feature all the negative stigma that League of Legends often brings to the table. Guys like Drifter and J-Hub come to mind, they're my personal favorites, but this is less about trashing League of Legends as it is promoting Call of Duty, or at least the place that Call of Duty has had in my life. I found that I could do the same thing with this channel, right? I felt empowered to just make commentaries that were special to me, and I realized that CoD itself is special to me, and I should at least make a video paying homage to that. My parents got divorced, and that was just kind of a rough thing, and Call of Duty was always one of the games that I could always run to vent out some stress. And, among World of Warcraft and Elder Scrolls and stuff like that, games that also have a very special place in my mind because of that. And this channel kind of goes along with that. I know I made a video about being back, but really it is good to be back because it's good to have the feeling of creativity back. It's good to create, it's good to play with familiar friends, play a familiar game, and really just kind of transport myself to a familiar time in the midst of growing up and having to do all these adult responsibilities. I can still kind of be a kid again and play a game that has just been with my life for so long. Essentially, this commentary has turned into less about what Call of Duty has done for me and more about the time anchor that Call of Duty has placed in my life. I guess those are kind of the same thing, but you get what I'm saying. That Call of Duty's been around, and it just by virtue of being around and by virtue of being in my life, it anchors itself as one of the most primordial games that I go to. So That's really what it's done for me, is just be there and be consistent and be a game that is always familiar no matter what Call of Duty I'm playing. You know, I hadn't played since Advanced Warfare and I jumped right into Black Ops 4 and felt right at home. You know, the movement systems felt familiar, the weapons felt familiar, getting kills felt familiar, score streaks felt familiar. The overwhelming sense of familiarity is what makes Call of Duty Call of Duty. Anyway guys, that's all I really have to say about it. This commentary is actually pretty short, or shorter than I thought it was gonna be. I arrived at my answer of why I like Call of Duty a lot more quickly than I thought, and that's that I just enjoy doing what other humans do and living nostalgia in my present and being able to constantly revisit a certain part of my past that hasn't changed and always kind of holds true in my heart. So, as sappy and sentimental as that got, guys, please feel free to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Comment, turn on those push notifications, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys with my next video. Peace.
Hardpoint is secure. Hardpoint lost.
Hellstorm available for tasking.
Hardpoint is secure.
Got my attack chopper.
Hardpoint
Attack
contested.
chopper standing by.
Got my strike team.
Hostiles are taking out. Deploy
Red
beacon.
alert when it comes to the street.
I'm gonna call in the Hellstorm if I can.
Double kill.
Hardpoint located. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Well, they might get my strike team. I'm gonna clear this house.
Hardpoint locked down.
Enemies have destroyed your attack chopper.
Take it out, man.
Strike team KIA.
My strike team's dead.
Assault pack right here. Contesting hardpoint. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint lost. Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint contested.
Oh, man.
Hardpoint lost. Hardpoint located. Hostile UAV circling. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Hostiles have established multiple UAVs.
How'd your streaks do?
No, like nothing.
Hardpoint locked down.
Get out immediately.
I'm testing hardpoint.
Hey, no, there's a guy in the bus. If somebody could please kill him.
We're winning this.
About to run out of ammo. My
We've lost the
swordfish.
hardpoint. We're behind. Our attack deploy beacon is offline.
It's like anytime I go mid-map, dude,
Hostile
they're
UAV
crossing
circling.
the map.
Hardpoint locked down.
Ruined KIA.
Hardpoint lost.
Got hit with
Enemy
an electric
hellstorm
chair,
detected.
man.
Hardpoint located.
Oh, the
Hostile UAV circling.
I
One
ran.
off my
He's
street.
chasing me, dude.
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
He hit me with an annihilator, and the dog chased me and sat there
Reactor
until I
core
got
up.
up from the annihilator, and then
Hardpoint
I ran and
lockdown.
I got you instead.
Contesting hardpoint.
Wrong on so many levels.
Reactor heating it up.
Yeah, I got fucked. Dude, I can't fucking swear half the time. It's really starting to piss me off.
Battery drop.
I forgot what the other maps even feel to play like. Feel like to play on.
Lost the
I'm getting
hardpoint.
wrecked. I have near the kills you do.
Net call. Hostile dart operation.
Dart,
Profit
I don't wanna
broken.
get
Killed by that dart. I'm a dart magnet.
Hardpoint identified.
Tactical reinforcements available.
Hardpoint locked down.
Jesus.
We can still
They're
take
all
this.
stacked on the bus.
Utilizing tactical beacon.
Hostile tank deploy beacon online.
I don't
Enemy UAV above.
really have a good concept of where they're hitting me. God.
We have the advantage.
Alright, man, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm not gonna
Attack
go.
deployed
If I can
beacon
get
is
hit in
offline.
more than 2 areas, I'm not gonna go near that area. I'm just gonna
2 up top on our side.
get him.
No.
This'll knacker someone's day.
Nomad is down.
Now we're getting some.
Hard point located. Hostiles have captured the hard point.
Set of kill.
Can't get headshots for shit.
Headshot per shot?
Yep.
I can't get headshot per shot either.
I'm up top. Somebody's gonna come behind me, man. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. I'm gonna start spawning over here soon enough. Ah!
Nice one, team. Good job, other guys.
Lost control.
Sorry, man. I was trying to
No, it's not good.
Reactive core active.
making them, dude.
Secure.
Died.
We're winning this.
You got killed right
He
there.
was shooting at me with his gun pointed up in the air like
Hard
some
point
sort of animation,
located.
like
Hostiles have the hard
still
point.
shooting at me.
Hellstorm
Lost the
available for
advantage.
tasking.
Oh, goodbye.
Oh, that's the whole thing.
Hard
MKIA.
point is secure.
That felt real
Hostile
good.
attack deploy beacon
Felt
online.
real good.
Yeah, it does.
Attack chopper standing
We've
by.
taken the lead.
Deploying barricade.
Python 2-2, weapons free, scanning for targets.
Where are they spawning?
No.
Our attack deploy beacon
They
is
just killed my
offline.
attack chopper? My attack chopper didn't even enter the area.
Mission clock is running
Big
down.
team. Okay, never mind.
I'm testing hard point. We've lost the hard point.
Shut down.
Hard point locked down. Hard point identified. Hostiles have the hard point.
MTC 50% check.
Hard point locked down.
We're in place. Tango down.
Mover expired.
Racking them up, man.
89 and 23.
Another day, another dollar.
I'm slightly behind you.
What do you have? Where are you at? 72 and 19. Jeez, you're a fucking wrecking.
Picked it up there at the end. I finally got all my shit with the swordfish.
Like dropping 6 isn't even